There's a helmet for every style of riding. Whether you're riding for leisure, hitting up the trail, the road, or downhill, there's an option out there for you. We often find ourselves contemplating three main factors when it comes to deciding the right helmet. Firstly, the price, the style of helmet and how much protection it provides, and then lastly, the looks. Well, lucky for you, we're going to be discussing all these factors as well as getting the right fit in our helmet buyer's guide. Hey everyone, Phil from Bikes Online here, and welcome to the Worth It series, where I look at different bike products and let you know which ones are worth it to help you make the right decision. First things first, let's start with fit, because no matter how stylish a helmet is, if it doesn't fit your head and isn't secure, it's not going to do the right job. But if you know how to get the right fit on your helmet, skip ahead to this time here, and then we'll discuss the individual helmets. So the first part's getting the right size. And most helmets these days will have a guide that's based on the circumference of your head at the widest point. If you want to do this accurately, grab a tape measure and wrap it around your head at the widest point and compare that measurement to the guide. But if you don't have tape, you can just use a piece of string and then measure that piece of string after. So now that you've got your helmet, now you need to know how it's supposed to sit on your head. And for me, I like to have the helmet sit around 2 fingers above my eyebrows. And from here, then we can adjust the fit. So the first part is using the adjuster at the back of the helmet to dial in the fit. So you want to go clockwise to tighten and then anti-clockwise to loosen. So you want this to sit nice and firmly on your head, nice and snug, but not overly tight. And then on more premium helmets like this Bell here, you can actually adjust the retention system up and down too to give you an even more dialed fit. So now onto the straps now. So what you want to do, you want to put the helmet on your head, make sure you've got those 2 fingers there above your brow and that it's fitting nice and adjusted at the back. And then we want to unclip the strap adjuster here, so the divider. And then you want to make sure the straps are nice and flat. And then you want it to be just under your earlobe here. And then you want to lock up the divider there. And then you want to do the exact same on the opposite side. And then once you've done the other side, you want to buckle up and then you can adjust the chin strap. So like the forehead there with the 2 fingers, you want to be able to slide just about 2 fingers there. So it's nice and secure, not going anywhere, and you're ready to ride. On a full face helmet, things are a little bit different. Most full face helmets don't have the adjuster at the back. Some do, like our POC helmets, but for instance, this Fox here and a lot of the other Fox and Bell helmets that we have, they don't have that kind of adjustment. So it's even more important to get the right size when you're buying a full face helmet. But what you can do, like with my Fox Pro frame here, it comes with different size pads, so you can dial in the fit a little bit that way. But ultimately, you want the helmet to be pretty firm, but not overly tight. As you can see with my cheek pads here, you can see it's squeezing my cheeks a little bit. So it's nice and secure, not going anywhere. So I usually find you want your cheeks to be pressed pretty firmly, but not so much that you're biting your gums. With fit and size aside, I want to take a quick moment to discuss the standards that these helmets have to meet. So all our helmets that we sell fit Australian and US standards, and even though these helmets need to meet certain requirements and pass certain tests, I wouldn't say it's the best indication of a good quality helmet, because there's even $10 to $20 helmets that pass these tests. So don't be fooled that this is the main selling point when it comes to helmets. So our helmets, even though they meet these requirements, they really are that step up when it comes to safety. And rest assured that you're getting a quality helmet when you buy something from us. But what is really important, other than getting the right fit, is getting the right type of helmet for your riding. But let's dig in to see what kind of materials and features you get at different price points in each of these categories. So starting off with the most affordable helmets, and what you're going to find is most of these are designed for more of the recreational categories. So a lot of leisure riding, riding with a family, gravel paths, and very light mountain biking on things like fire trails. So a great example of these helmets would be something like the Entity CH15 that we've got here. So this is a really good entry point for someone looking at a basic do-it-all helmet. So there's 2 sizes, there's a medium and a large, so the fit's going to be better than most helmets that are one size fit all. And then you've got the dial at the back to adjust, and then the strap's easy adjustable too, as well as that strap on the side there. And then the pads, they're replaceable, washable, and then we also sell them as well. So if you ever need to get a new one, we've got them too. There's plenty of ventilation there as well, so you're gonna stay nice and cool. And then there's a visor as well, so if you wanna take it off, you can, but it's also gonna help keep the sun out of your eyes. So moving on to the Entity MH15 here. So this is going to be a great mountain bike helmet for someone getting into trail riding. And the biggest difference you're going to notice here really is that coverage at the back. So if we compare it to the CH15 here, you can see that it comes down a fair bit more at the back. So it's going to offer a lot more protection there. And like with the CH15, there's plenty of ventilation too, because mountain biking, XC on the trail, things do get pretty hot. And you'll notice that the visor is a little bit bigger there, just for a bit more sun protection too. And then also like the CH15, there's two sizes, so that medium and the large, and then plenty of adjustment, the replaceable pads that are also washable too, and we sell them as well. So when it comes to mountain bike helmets, what do you get if you spend a little bit more? So a great example of this is something like the Bell Nomad here, and this is the MIPS model. So what's MIPS? It stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. Bit of a mouthful and still doesn't really explain a lot. So let's dig in a little bit more. So nobody likes getting involved in a crash because it can lead to a potential concussion, and that means time off the bike. So when it comes to concussions, it's not usually the direct impact that causes the concussion, it's all those rotational forces involved in the crash. So what you can do to reduce these rotational forces is add another slip plane. So much like our scalp on our skull, you can feel it rotating around. That's similar to what MIPS does. So there's a little plastic liner integrated into the retention system of the helmet, and while it's securely on your head, it does provide a little bit of rotation there. So as you can see, when I've got the helmet on, still nice and secure, but you can see it rotates a little bit. So while the helmet's still securely on your head, it's going to reduce those rotational forces. Other than that, you'll notice that the styling's a little bit better, the visor's a little bit bigger too, a little bit nicer design, and then the ratchet system, you've got more positive clicks on that too, and just generally the fit's a little bit better as well. So the next step up would be something like my personal helmet, and that's the Bell 440. And I really love this helmet. When it comes to value to performance, I think it's one of the best helmets on the market. So the first thing you notice, the MIPS is a little bit more of a premium version there. The padding, just generally a bit nicer. You got even more positive clicks on the ratchet system. The fit, I've noticed, is a little bit better too. And then you can also adjust the height of the retention system too, which I find really useful because I've got an odd shaped head. The visor is adjustable too, so you can run your goggles, glasses, whatever angle that you really want it on too. That plastic finish around the edge is really nice too. A lot of more affordable helmets, the foam will be exposed there and it gets nicked up and all that kind of stuff. So having that plastic there is really nice too. And even with that better fit as well, with the height adjustment and the ratchet system too, there's also more sizes in the line. So you've got small, medium, large, and extra large. So you can really get a good fit. But what about more aggressive all mountain and enduro riding? We've got three main options. You could use a half shell, but for me personally, I want a little bit more protection when the trails get a bit rougher. So for me, there's really two options. So for a lot of people, they only want one helmet to do everything, so you can actually get convertible helmets these days. So you can use them as a normal half shell on your more trail days. And if you want to do something more aggressive, you can actually attach a chin bar to it, essentially converting it into a full face helmet. Bell actually has three convertible helmets in their lineup, ranging from the Bell Super Air, which is really light, and then you've got everything up to the Bell Super DH, which is essentially a downhill rated helmet. However, there are some people, like me, that prefer just a lightweight full face helmet, like my Fox Pro Frame here. And for me, it's just that added peace of mind and rigidity that it comes from being a dedicated full face helmet. For me, I'm not doing anything super crazy. I just want a little bit more peace of mind when I'm doing bike park days, racing enduros, but I'm not pushing myself too hard, so I'm not doing anything super crazy in this helmet. So if you are riding bike parks frequently, racing enduro, racing downhill, or just hitting some gnarly descents, I think a full weight dedicated downhill helmet is the right way to go. So something like the Bell Sanction that we sell is a great option at a great price point. And what I like about the Bell Sanction, other than being at a great price point, it's actually got a decent weight for being a fully dedicated downhill helmet, which I think for kids is a great thing because you don't want a helmet that weighs more than their head. But you'll notice even though there is less ventilation, you get a lot more peace of mind being in a dedicated full face helmet. And if you're hitting stuff hard, just get the most level of protection that you can possible. So let's take a look at road bike helmets now, and they're going to follow much like the trend of mountain bikes. So as you spend a little bit more, you're going to see MIPS, they're going to be a little bit lighter, the finish is going to be a little bit more premium too, and then there's going to be more sizing and adjustability as well. But where they do differ a little bit is that aerodynamics is going to play a bigger role in the design. So for those who are sprinting and looking to squeeze out every little bit of advantage that they can get, the helmet's going to have a little bit less ventilation, they're going to be even more aerodynamic, and this is all in an effort to reduce drag. But for those focused on endurance and who just want to be comfortable, a helmet with more ventilations is going to be a better choice. So a great affordable option is going to be something like the Entity RH30 that we've got here. So as you see, it's got plenty of ventilation, and what's really impressive about the helmet is the weight. It comes in at 250 grams, which at this price point is really good. So there's two sizes, the medium and the large. You've got a really nice ratchet system, and at this price point too, you've also got that vertical adjustment too, so you can really dial in the fit on this helmet. The pads are removable and washable too, and like my Bell, it's got that plastic finish around the edge here, so it looks really sleek and premium, which at this price point, as I said, it's really impressive. And then if you want to spend a little bit more, we've got options with MIPS from POC and Bell too. So there you go, I hope this guide has helped you find the right helmet as well as get the right fit too. And as always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to one of our gearheads.